Hello, I'm Amy Zewe with the Friday, April 22nd Red Alert Report for the Jerusalem Connection. Today I wanted to update you on some activities on the world stage regarding anti-BDS declarations and resolutions. BDS stands for Boycott, Divest, Sanction. It is a movement afoot worldwide to delegitimize Israel, to punish it economically for its existence and at the very least its policies and actions, which are often mischaracterized. U.S. Ambassador to Israel Shapiro noted in a speech recently that the BDS movement is in fact containing anti-Semitic notions and therefore is vehemently opposed by the U.S. government. He quoted Vice President Biden and President Obama's recent speeches wherein they noted that any action that delegitimizes Israel will not be tolerated and that the U.S. is committed to standing by its ally. To prove his point, Shapiro noted that despite the worldwide efforts of the BDS movement to punish Israel economically, U.S. companies must comply with current law to report any requests to boycott Israel and refuse to take action in any way that would restrict trade with Israel. Moreover, he noted that despite these efforts of the BDS movement, in the 30-plus years since the free trade agreement between Israel and America was signed, growth has been exponential in bilateral trade. From the first year of the signing, $8 billion in trade to $45 billion a year currently. Shapiro noted that combating the BDS movement and its efforts must also come with a continued effort for peace in the Middle East, a continued negotiation process with the Palestinians. Shapiro noted that in order for us to disarm the BDS movement against their allegations that Israel is not seeking peace, that the constant and open negotiation or desire for peace with the Palestinians must stay in the forefront. In other news on the world stage, the European Coalition for Israel called upon the EU, the European Union, to take a moral stance against the BDS movement. This is in the wake of the terrorist attacks that Europe has felt as well. This European Coalition for Israel, the ECI, asked the President, Martin Schulz of the EU, to take a moral leadership stance against the BDS movement in Europe. You will remember I've been reporting in the last few months that the EU has constant resolutions and discussions on labeling products from Israel as such in order to have the citizenry of Europe not buy them. Therefore, a soft boycott. It's not a legal measure for people not to buy Israeli products, but the idea of the labeling was to encourage European citizens not to purchase the products in an attempt to penalize or punish Israel. Now, the President Martin Schulz of the EU, he consistently and maintained his vote no for these measures and has not been part of the movement that supports BDS. He's always been opposed to it publicly. So the European Coalition for Israel not only asked the EU President to please make this moral declaration, we also find that other European leaderships are taking similar measures. I reported last month that the current conservative administration in Canada is not only lockstep in support of Israel, it also passed resolutions to say as much. Recently, the Liberal government in Britain has made those same resolutions and declarations. Angela Merkel, in a recent speech, noted that the BDS movement is underscored with anti-Semitism and this should not be tolerated. She quoted French Prime Minister Valls' declaration of the same notion in an earlier speech that month. The French High Court has also declared the BDS movement and its actions to be illegal under French law, as they intend to declare economic policy or decisions to be made based on race or gender or religion. So we have German Prime Minister Merkel, the British government, the Canadian government, the French Prime Minister, the French High Court, and the President of the EU all coming out publicly in the last month or so, equating the BDS movement with anti-Semitism, declaring that it's discriminatory, and discouraging its actions within their borders. This is all really great news for the Israeli people, Jewish people, and the nation of Israel, and those of us who support them. For the Friday Red Alert, April 22nd, may I say Shavua Tov, have a great week, and Shabbat Shalom.